I'm gonna tap Command Tower for 2 black, and then 2, 4, 6.
Oh no.
8, 10.
Hang on, wait. That's a
12.
Excuse me. That's a lot.
For Exsanguinate.
Oh.
Each opponent loses 12 life, and I gain 12 life.
Do we have responses? Because I'm pretty sure that's game.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Elder Dragon Hooligans. My name is Dustin Fletcher, and happy Pride. We are so excited. We are doing a Pride episode, and we have an amazing cast of players for you. We are implementing the Pride rules where any legendary creature has partner. Our players have put together an incredible partner pairing commanders, and cannot wait for you to meet them and see who they're playing.
Hi, my name is Jessica Skellington, and today I am going to be playing Edgar Markov and the 3 Weird Sisters. So I am hoping that I will be able to create a giant vampire horde and just do vampire things. Bite people, gain some life, lose some life, kill some people, you know, the whole things that we like to do.
Hey guys, my name is Yuki, and today I'm going to be playing Yenna, Redtooth Regent, and I'm also going to be playing Wildsear, Scouring Mob. So, with my deck, I plan on playing enchantments that make creatures, and I'm hoping to copy them to make even more creatures. And the best part about this is that enchantments are a little harder to interact with. With these enchantments, I'm hoping to make a ton of creatures and start swinging really wide and make it a really big problem for a lot of players, as I'm constantly going to be generating a really good board state.
Hey, I'm Frankie, and today I'm playing Marchesa, Dealer of Death, and Mrs. Bumbleflower. The idea is that I'm going to be showing everyone at the table some love by casting some fun enchantments on their creatures that will buff them up and protect me in the process. But me showing love is a crime, apparently. So I'm going to be getting some card advantage with Marchesa, Dealer of Death, and hopefully goading on board state and getting things moving.
Hey everybody, today I am going to be playing Kynaios and Tiro of Meletis and the Council of 4. It is my polygroup hug deck. That's right, we are going to be all hugs, no slugs, and we're gonna be doing it and just having a fun, prideful, wonderful time. I'm looking forward to just seeing what everyone else's deck does. I have no removal except for library removal because it's in the other player's hand. So we're just gonna sit back and just see what everyone else gets to do, have a fun time, and it's gonna be great.
Good.
Hello and welcome in, y'all. Happy Pride. It's so exciting. I know. Woo! Okay. Jazz hands. So we did our little app thing, and Yuki, you the first play. So kick us off whenever you're ready.
I will. I will start with drawing a card and then playing a Cinderglade. It's going to enter tapped, and I'll pass.
All right. So I'll untap, upkeep, and draw. So I am gonna play a Plains, and I will pass.
All right, I will draw for turn. I will play a Concealed Courtyard as my land for turn, and I will pass.
I will draw for turn. I will play a Prairie Stream. It enters tapped, and I pass.
Look at that. Fair magic first turn. It's gonna be a good game.
We love it. We love a fair,
We
good
do.
Pride Month first turn. I'm going to play Rogue's Passage, and then I'm going to tap for 2 for an Arcane Signet.
What?
Yeah. It's going to let me tap for 1 mana of any color, my commander's color identity. I'm going to pass.
Sounds great. All right. I will untap, upkeep, and draw. I will play a Glacial Forest. It'll enter untapped because I control the plains. And that's me, Pastor.
Okay. I will draw for turn. I will play a Sundown Pass as my land for turn. It will enter the battlefield tapped. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more lands. I only control 1 land, but that's okay. But I will tap my Concealed Courtyard because it will tap for a white or a black and play Knight of the Legion, Ebon Legion. At the beginning of my end step, if a player lost 4 or more life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on the Knight. And when that happens, Edgar Markov will trigger and I will create a vampire token. Pass turn.
I will untap, draw a card, and I'm going to play a Seaside Citadel. Enters tapped and pass.
Ooh. Oh, this fair magic. If only it could stay this way. I'm going to play a Temple of Triumph. It's when it enters, it's going to let me scry 1. I'm going to keep that on top. Let me see here. I'm going to tap for 3, and then I'm going to cast an Awakening Zone. At the beginning of my upkeep, I may create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature token, and it has sacrifice this creature, add a colorless, and then I'm going to pass.
All right.
Eldrazi sounds fun.
I think we have had some nice fairness. It's time to get the hugs a going. It's now we're on turn 3. It's time. For 3 mana, I will play Mana Flare. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, that player adds 1 mana of any type that land produced.
Oh,
So your land's now tapped for 1 additional. Pass turn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
oh man.
I am here for you.
Untap, upkeep, and draw.
The Edgar Markov with 6 mana if you hit a land drop. Oh gosh.
Yep, that's happening because I'm gonna play Vault of the Archangel
Yeah.
as my land for turn.
Oh my goodness.
So I can tap it for colorless, or I can pay 2, a white and black, and I can give all my creatures Death Touch and Lifelink until the end of my turn.
Oh, look at that. You've already made a vampire token.
Yes, I sure have.
It's already started.
Yeah, it sure has.
It has.
It sure has. I'm going to tap my Concealed Courtyard for 2, and I'm going to play Dracula, Lord of Blood. He has flying, and whenever he or another non-token creature I control dies, I create a blood token. And whenever I create a blood token, if I control 5 or more, I can transform 3/3 Voldarn Bulletcaster, which is the original card of this name. We are going to put a little spin down counter. My little purple ones are my guys who are asleep. My red ones are the guys who are awake. And I am going to swing at you for 1.
I take 1.
Getting it started.
39 health.
And that's me, pass turn.
Now there are 2 of them. All right.
the vampire.
Untap, draw a card. And I think, let's see. We have green, white, red, black. Do you have blue?
I do have blue.
Okay.
Got everything.
I think we'll start with an exotic orchard. With that, I think we are going to tap all 3 of these to play Mrs. Bumbleflower.
Ooh.
She has vigilance, and whenever you cast a spell, target opponent draws a card. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. It gains flying until end of turn. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, you draw 2 cards. And I pass my turn to Yuki.
Fun. I'm gonna untap and upkeep trigger. I'm gonna make a 0/1 Eldrazi, and then I'm gonna draw a card.
It is a spawn.
It is
It's
spawn.
spawn. That's awesome.
I'm gonna play a Temple of Abandon. It's gonna let me scry 1. I'm gonna keep that on top. I think we're going to tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then we're gonna play Wildsear, Scoring Maw. One of my commanders, it's a 6/6 Trample Elemental Wolf that says enchantment spells I cast from my hand have Cascade. And I believe that is all I can do right now. I'm gonna pass.
All right. So we're going to untap, upkeep, and draw. All right, my land return will be Hushwood Verge. I can tap for a green or a white because I control a plains. All right, so we're going to float one of each color. And we're going to go ahead and cast my commander, one of my commanders, Kynaios and Tiro of Meletis. They are a human soldier, 2/8. At the beginning of my end step, I draw a card. Then each player may put a land card from their hand onto the battlefield. Then each opponent who didn't draws a card. And I have 1 of each floating. So I am going to, for 1 green, I'm going to cast Collective Voyage.
Ooh.
Now it has joined forces. Starting with me, each player may pay any amount of mana. Each player then searches their library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the total amount of mana paid this way, and puts them onto the battlefield tapped. So I'm going to put 3 mana into it. Would you like to put any mana into the Collective Voyage?
Sure.
How much would you like to put in?
I guess 2. Is that what that would be?
That would be 2.
2. I'll do
Okay. Oh,
I unfortunately don't have anything to offer you at this time.
You know what? I will also, I'll give in. I'll also put 2 in.
All right, so I believe that brings us to 7. All right, so everybody may go search for 7 basic lands and put it onto the battlefield tapped.
Excellent.
Fun.
All right, so I went and got my 7 lands. Well, I actually only got 6 because that's all the basics I have in the deck. So they will come in tapped, and that's me.
I did the same.
I also went for 7 basic lands.
And then I got myself 2 plains, a mountain, and then 4 forests.
And all right, so with that resolved, that is, we'll move to my instep. So I will draw a card. And then each player may put a land card from their hand onto the battlefield. If you do not, you draw a card.
Actually,
I will.
And that's each opponent may
I
draw a
will.
card.
I'll also draw a card.
All right, I will put a flooded strand down. All right, with that, that is my turn. I will pass.
All right.
You know, that was evil. I had a had a doubling season on top.
I will untap.
You're evil.
Oh boy. And they all still tap for 2?
Yep,
Oh.
for now.
All right. So now we have 2 woken vampires. They are up and kicking. And I will draw for turn. And I will play a command tower as my land for turn. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, it is.
Oh no.
We cuddle puddling up in here.
Oh, you and your
I think we're
cuddle
getting a little
puddles.
too close.
All right, I am going to I'm going to tap my Vault of the Archangel and my Sundown Pass, and I'm going to play Door of Destinies. Door of Destinies, when it enters the battlefield, I choose a creature type, vampires. And whenever I cast a spell of the chosen type, I put a charge counter on the Door of Destinies. Creatures I control of the chosen type get +1/+1 for each charge counter on Door of Destinies. So luckily it's just a cast and not the tokens that come in on it too, because that would be fun.
I
For me.
disagree. No, okay.
For me. Okay. So that being said,
So I'll give you all the answers you need, but I have no answers on myself. It's up to you all to deal with each other
I have 0 answers, 0 mana to work with.
for now.
I think I have a lot of questions.
I will tap a swamp for 2, mountain for 2 more,
Like if I'm gonna live.
and I will tap plains floating 1, and I will play Drana, the last blood chief. We will make another sleepy vampire, and we will put a charge counter on the Door of Destinies.
What does she do?
So Drana, she has flying, and whenever she attacks, the defending player chooses a non-legendary creature card in my graveyard. You return that card to the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. The creature is a vampire in addition to its other types. And since vampires are a little spicy, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tap my command tower for 2 and swamp for 2 more. And we're going to bring out the 3 Weird Sisters. Create another sleepy vampire. Do another charge counter on Door of Destinies. The 3 Weird Sisters have flying. At the beginning of combat on my turn, I choose one that hasn't been chosen. Each player sacrifices a creature. I draw a card and lose a life. Or I transform the 3 Weird Sisters.
And what is the trigger for that again?
Beginning of my combat.
You're not gonna you're not gonna make a sacrifice creature, right?
You know what? I won't this time.
Okay.
I will go ahead and I will move to combat. I will lose a life, going to 39, and I will draw a card. On combat, I'm going to hit you, Yuki, for 3.
I'm actually gonna block with my commander. It's a 6/6 with trample.
I'm going to tap a plains and my concealed courtyard for 2 colorless and 2 black, and I'm going to give my Knight of the Ebron Legion death touch until end of turn.
And
+3/+3.
Well, it dies.
And I will pass turn.
Yeah, and you can pay that any number of times.
All right, I
Why
will.
would you remind her?
I will untap my lands.
Because I won't remember.
Oh. Period.
I will draw my first card for turn. Oh my goodness. What are we going to do with all that? We'll even things out with an island for turn.
Nice. That's pretty. Yep.
I figure we have enough white mana with these two. Things are going to get messy because of this double mana stuff.
Is it time for crime?
It's time for crime. We are going to tap an island, swamp, and a mountain to cast Marchesa. On the cast trigger, target opponent draws a card.
Me?
And I put a 1/1 counter on a target creature. It gains flying until end of turn.
And I'm
put a
drawing
1/1
card?
Yes, you drew a card.
Thank you.
Marchesa, Dealer of Death. Whenever you commit a crime, you may pay 1 generic mana. If you do, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. I'm going to be calling that peeking.
Not quite scrying.
Not quite scrying. It's not drawing and it's not milling.
And it's not surveilling. It's peeking.
It's peeking. These are my floating mana for my main until the end of my main phase. I will use this, creating a white mana, and we'll use, actually maybe we shouldn't use the blue. We'll use 1 white and then these 2 floating black and red manas to cast Loran of the Third Path. She has Vigilance, and when Loran of the Third Path enters, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. I can tap her, and then myself and a target opponent each draw a card. And on her ETB, I am going to destroy the Door of Destinies.
Figured.
But it's okay
Uh-huh.
because on the cast trigger, you get to draw a card.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
I lose my buff, but I get a card.
And from you drawing a card, I will use 1 floating red or blue mana to peek at the top 2 cards. And that's pretty good. I'm going to put the Arcane Signet into my graveyard, and then I'm going to put this into my hand. Then, putting a 1/1 counter on Marchesa. This is the second time that is resolved, so I'm going to draw 2 cards. And then Loran will destroy the thing, which is another crime trigger, so I'm going to use a generic mana to peek at the top 2 cards, put this into my graveyard and this into my hand. And cool, so how much potential mana do we have left over? A lot.
So much.
So much.
I'm so here for this. This is so good.
Your deck is like some evil government.
So Drana,
You're taking
when she
When she
attacks,
defending player chooses a non-legendary creature card it says in your graveyard, so I guess that means
your-
mine.
Yep.
And I return that card to the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it.
so I really don't want that to attack me. So I'm going to tap.
You're going after Chibi Drana too?
No. It's okay. You're going to see. I have 4 open mana. I'm going to use 2 blue and 1 green to cast Psychic Impetus, attaching it to Drana. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and is goaded, which means it attacks each combat if able and attacks a player other than myself. And whenever it attacks, scry 2. So I just gave you +2/+2.
Okay.
Also, from casting a spell, Miss Bumbleflower triggers, giving you card draw.
Ooh.
I just committed a crime by giving you card
can
draw.
help the other
So
people get-
Yeah, you're gonna give me cards helps you.
Thought we were all friends here.
I'm gonna take this,
Not that I mind.
put a 1/1 counter on Mrs. Bumbleflower. Psychic Impetus is also a crime, which we will tap 1 black mana to peek at 2 cards. Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I want to do Menace.
We're in danger.
It's okay. I think I'm gonna let it rest for now. I was really hoping to pull for a Thought Vessel.
You give me cards, I can give you no maximum hand size. I'm just saying, I have that potential.
Well, in that case, how about I will tap this forest, and I will pay 1 black and 2 green to cast Vow of Torment on your commander.
I don't like it.
It's okay. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has menace, and can't attack myself or planeswalker I control.
Sounds
It's
great.
not goated.
Sounds great. I love that.
You get menace and +2/+2.
Woohoo.
I committed a crime.
Yep. And you cast.
I committed 2 crimes because I'm about to give. I could do 3 crimes. I'm not going to though. I'm going to tap this for 2 mana. I cast that spell, so you're going to draw a card.
Yep.
I'm also going to pay 1 of the manas to peek at 2. Ooh, I like that. I will also put a 1/1 counter on your commander, and it has flying until end of turn, which I will use my last floating mana to peek 2 again. Okay.
It's so good. It's so fun.
My love is not a crime, okay? Well, apparently it is. I end my turn.
This is like being a drama mediator. You're like feeding every other person with like evil stories. They're all pitting everybody against each other. You're just okay with it. This is evil. So I'm gonna untap, and then I'm going to, on my upkeep, I'm gonna make another spawn, and I'm gonna draw a card. You guys have given me a lot of options. I'm gonna play Plains. Okay. I'm gonna tap for, yoink. I'm gonna tap for 4 to cast Yenna, Redtooth Regent. It is a 4/4 legendary creature, Elf Noble, that says I can pay 2, and I can choose target enchantment I control that doesn't have the same name of another permanent I control. I can create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary. If the token is an aura, I untap Yenna, and I then scry 2. I can only activate it as a sorcery. I am not running auras in this deck. Instead, I'm going to be running some other very interesting cards. Let's see here. Lane for turn, already did that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to tap for 4, 5, and then 6, 7. And I'm going to cast Wildsear again. Sweet. Awesome. Okay, so I am going to tap 2, and I'm going to cast, or 4 actually, and I'm going to cast Anointed Procession. Before I explain what that does, I'm going to Cascade for 4. So I'm going to Cascade into Sithis, Harvest Hand. That's also going to be casted on the stack, and I'm going to put these cards on the bottom of my library. Anointed Procession was first, so it is a 4-cost white enchantment that says if an effect would create 1 or more tokens under my control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead. And Sithis, Harvest Hand, a very popular card, is a 1/2 legendary enchantment creature nymph that says that whenever I cast an enchantment spell, I gain 1 life and I draw a card. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Good.
Let's see here.
That's what I'm here for. Fun.
We don't do that here.
Oh,
No fun.
I like fun. Come on. Look, see what I said? You're acting like a government. Okay. I'm going to tap for 6. I'm going to float 1. I'm going to cast Rabble Rousing. Before I do that, I'm actually going to have Sithis trigger first. I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to gain 1 life and go up to 41. All right, so I'm going to Cascade into Second Harvest. For each token I control, I create a token that's a copy of that permanent. Sadly, I only have 2 spawns, so I'm going to be copying both of those spawns, and now 4. All right, then, which is going to, this is going to trigger my Anointed Procession, which will make instead 4 total tokens, which will bring me up to 6. And then Rabble Rousing is going to also happen. It's a 5-cost enchantment with Hideaway 5, and it says whenever I attack with 1 or more creatures, I create that many 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. Then, if I control 10 or more creatures, I may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. I'm going to Hideaway 5.
Okay.
That is 5. Oh, God. I'm going to put this under it, and then the rest go on the bottom. Okay, so this card is going to go and hide away under Rabble Rousing. And with my 2 green and a heart full of dreams, I'm going to tap for 2 and cast a Nature's Lore. And I'm going to search my library for Forest and put it onto the battlefield and then shuffle. Okay, so from my Nature's Lore, I get a Canopy Vista. It's going to enter untapped because I have 2 or more basic lands. Thanks to Dustin over here.
Are you sure?
Yes. Very, very positive.
More so on the more side.
And then I'm going to pass.
All right. At your instep, I am actually going to tap, pay 1 life, going down to 39, and I am going to trigger my Flooded Strands, and I'm going to go get one of my Triomes. Don't know which one. The first one I come to.
Flooded Trans?
Yeah, absolutely, Flooded Strands. I'm going to get my Ketria Triome, and that'll go untapped, and then I will take my turn, and I will untap, upkeep, and draw. Yeah, so we'll tap for 4 red. Floating 1, I will do Horn of Greed. Horn of Greed says whenever a player plays a land, they draw a card. All right, I have 1 red floating. I will then tap 2 more, and I will Temple Bell. I can tap it to have everybody draw a card. I will then play my land, River Pirate Verge. I'll trigger Horn of Greed. I will draw a card. I will then tap for 2, 4 for a Smothering Tithe. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2. If they don't, I make a treasure token. I'm now going to tap Temple Bell. Everybody may draw a card.
Oh, thank you.
And not may, everybody draws a card. I will have a Smothering Trigger across the board. Would you like to pay 2?
No.
Never.
I will.
Okay. I will get
Traitor.
2 treasures.
Yeah, I have to pay the government.
And we will then tap for 2 green and 2 white. I will float a green, and I will play Glunch, the Bestower. Is a 0/5 jellyfish. At the beginning of my instep, I choose a player. They put 2/1 counters on a creature they control. Then I choose a second player. They draw a card. And then I choose a third player, and they make 2 treasure tokens.
Wood.
Yep. It did. I had 1 green
I'm sorry,
floating.
Did you just say wood? Wait a minute, that just clicked. Wait, can you tell me why?
Glunch seems like the kind of guy that would, open the door for you at the restaurant.
He is
That's
very
true.
gentlemanly, and
Yeah.
He is.
Oh,
And he's all those arms to hug you more with. It's just, yeah, it's a perfect group hug deck. Perfect
Yeah.
group hug card. All right, so I'll tap 2 blue. I still have a green floating for Kami of the Crescent Moon. At the beginning of each player's draw step, they draw an additional card. So you're going to draw 2 cards at your draw step now.
Seems like a lot of treasure tokens for you.
It lets me hug more.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'm starting to really not like the hugs.
I know, it's starting to feel more like a boa. 'Cause it's
You
like
know,
a hug.
quid pro quo is supposed to be a bad thing.
All right, so I have 1 green floating. I will tap for 2 more green and 2 blue. I'll float a blue, and I will play Arbor Adherent. He is a dog druid. Taps for 1 mana of any color, or I can tap him for X mana, where X is the greatest toughness among other creatures I control, which is currently my commander, who is a 5/11.
Pump it. Got it. Understood.
It's got a really big bottom.
Yes.
Well, one of them is.
Well, I mean,
Happy
we don't know. There's 2, we don't know. There's 2 others that have yet to be introduced.
You know?
Oh no, that's
4.
4.
Poly group hug, it's what we are. All right, and so we're just gonna keep this going. And so with the 1 blue floating, I will tap for 4 more, and I will cast my second commander, the Council of 4.
Oh, this is where the fun begins.
Yeah, whenever a player draws their second card during their turn, I draw a card. And whenever a player casts their second spell during their turn, I make a 2/2 white knight. And that taps me out. I will move to my instep triggers. I have 2 of them. I will start with my commander. I will draw a card. And then each player may put a land card from their hand onto the battlefield. If an opponent does not, they draw a card.
I feel very forced to do this now.
It is untapped.
All right.
I draw a card,
All
and I
right.
do not pay the 2.
I will make a treasure.
I'm going to have Stomping Ground enter, and I am going to shock it, and I'm going to take 2 damage and go down to 39.
All right, and I'm going to put down Rainbow Veil.
Interesting.
Whenever it taps for mana, and it taps for 1 mana of any color, control of Rainbow Veil passes to an opponent at end of turn. I will now move to Glunch, and who I will give you 2 treasures.
Oh, thank you.
You can draw a card.
What?
And you can put 2+1 counters on a creature you control.
I'm flabbergasted. You give a vampire, you give a vampire deck more cards?
And
Did you let me have +2/+2?
Yes.
oh yeah, and then with that draw, can I make a treasure?
Sure.
Woohoo! 4 treasures. Fast turn.
The innocence in his voice is scary.
That's because he's afraid of me. All right, I will untap, do all the upkeep, and draw at some point. I draw 2.
You draw 2. 2 smothering triggers.
Make your damn treasures.
I will go to 6 treasures, and that is your second draw a card you drew in a turn. Council of 4 will trigger, and I'll draw a card.
You must be so proud of yourself.
For my land for turn, I'm going to play Reliquary Tower.
Nice.
I'm going to tap a Swamp and a Plains, floating 1, and I'm going to play Urza's Incubator, naming vampires. So when Urza's Incubator comes into play, I will choose creature type. Vampires will get a 2 colorless less to play. All right, I'm going to play a. So that'll be a white and 1, and then I will play a Swamp if I can find the thing. There he is. Floating a black, and I will play Carmen, Cruel Sky Marcher. Carmen has flying. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, I put a +1/+1 counter on Carmen, and I gain a life. Whenever Carmen attacks, I return up to 1 target permanent card with mana value less than or equal to Carmen's power from my graveyard to the battlefield. Upon enter, Edgar will trigger, and so we have 4 awake vampires and we have 1 sleepy vampire.
All right, so with that cast, I will trigger the Council of 4, and I will make a 2/2 Knight. Now whenever I sack my treasures, Carmen gets scary.
I'm going to move to combat. So when I do, the 3 Rose Sisters, I got to choose a thing again. So each player is actually going to sacrifice a creature.
Goodbye, Knight. You lasted so long.
Sacrifice a spawn.
Okay, that's fine.
So you got rid of a knight, you got rid of Florian.
And I got rid of a spawn.
One of my vampires, sacrificed himself because he's cool like that. So Carmen's going to get +4 now. And I'm going to gain 4 life. 1, 2, 3, 4. Putting me at 43. I haven't hit you yet, so I'm going to hit you with Drana, the Last Blood Chief, in the air for 6. I don't have any creatures in my graveyard, so
Yeah.
there's no trigger there.
Okay, well then I will scry 2.
Okay.
Okay.
And I will sadly put Glunch in front of Draina.
No.
And Glunch will give Draina a hug, but, Draina's a little stronger than Glunch, so Glunch will blah.
It's okay. There's plenty more jellyfish in the sea.
Bleh.
Bleh. That's good.
Going to tap, let's see here, that's 2. And then I'll end up losing the 1 that I'll be floating. But I'm going to cast Sanguine Bond. So whenever I gain life, target opponent loses that much life.
So I'm going to respond to that Sanguine Bond. I'm going to tap for a total of 3, sacrificing a spawn. And I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to cast Reprieve. It says it is a 2-cost instant that says return target spell to its owner's hand, which is going to be Sanguine Bond.
Okay.
And it says draw a card, but I'm going to hold priority so I can also cast Enlightened Tutor. I'm going to search my library for an artifact or enchantment card, reveal it, shuffle, and put that card on top.
Because you sacrificed one of your creatures, Carmen will get another +1/+1, and I will gain 1 life, taking me to 44.
So both of those, yep, they're going to resolve, and I'm going to have Dollmaker's Shop going to the top of my library, and then I'm going to draw it.
Whoa.
Alrighty, that's everything for me.
It's still your turn.
Oh my gosh. I get it. I get it. That was so smart.
I still have 1 floating mana. So, guess what, chicken butt?
Yep, I did what I could.
Sanguine Bond's coming out again, and whenever I gain life, target opponent will lose life.
Am I gonna be the target?
You might be.
Oh.
Pass the turn.
My turn will start, and I'm going to untap my lands.
But also, look at the Sanguine Bond art. It's just
I know, it's so great.
Assyrian biting
good.
will. I mean,
Rawr.
Yum.
Whoa. So I have a question for you. Is there a way that you can remove the Sanguine Bond?
I don't know if I want to. I might have a play.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not liking this.
We've untapped our lands. I'm going to draw 2 for turn,
correct.
and then I'm not paying any.
Right. So I'll make 2 treasures from
Mana.
smelting, and then I will trigger Council 4, and I will draw a card.
I will play a land for turn. And I will draw a card for playing land for turn. And I will not pay the 2.
9 treasures.
I'm going to tap 4 green mana to cast Leyline of the Guild Pact. And now my mana is fixed. Each non-land permanent you control is all colors. Lands you control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. So this is a mountain, but it's also an island, and it's also a plains, and it's also a swamp, and it's also a forest.
Yep. Nice.
And this mountain is also a So from the Leyline of the Guild Pact cast, Bumbleflower is going to trigger, and target opponent can draw a card. Me. Now,
I don't make treasures if I draw.
who gets it? Do you want it?
I will.
Really badly.
Beg.
No.
You get it.
That's crazy.
I committed a crime, so I'm going to tap a mountain. Marchesa is going to let me pay 1 generic to peek at 2 cards. I don't like either of these. And now I'm going to put a 1/1 counter on a target creature. It gains flying until end of turn. Put another 1/1 counter on that guy. So with the resolution on Leyline of the Guild Pact, I think I want to stop Carmen from ever hurting me. We are going to use 1 red, and we need 4 more. So we will tap for 2 white, and we'll do 2 more white. Because these are also plains, and they're also islands, and they're also forests. And this one's also a swamp. We are going to cast Promise of Loyalty. Each player puts a vow counter on a creature they control and sacrifices the rest. Each of those creatures can't attack myself or a planeswalker I control for as long as it has a vow counter on it. Now, before we begin with this, we have Bumbleflower triggers. Miss Bumbleflower is going to give you a card draw, and you don't have to beg for it this time.
Smothering trigger.
I'm going to sacrifice 2 and pay the 2.
Carmen will get 2 more, and I will gain 2 more. Actions have consequences. Take 2.
Okay, I'm gonna take 2 and go down to 37.
And then from giving you the card draw, I'm going to tap a swamp and pay 1 generic mana to peek at the top 2 cards. I'll put 1 in my graveyard and 1 in my hand. Let's put a 1/1 counter on Drana.
Okay.
She's already goated, so she can't hurt me. And then I draw 2 cards. I will not pay any of your Smothering Tithe.
Go to 11 treasures.
Cast triggers have resolved. So now Promise Loyalty is on the stack.
It's gonna go to me, and I do have a response to that actually.
Okay.
I'm going to tap for 2 right here. I'm gonna sacrifice another spawn.
When that happens, I will gain that. I will gain 1 going to 47, and Dustin, you can take.
I will lose life, go into 38.
And that'll be the last time you say that, as I'm gonna Chaos Warp your Sanguine Bond. It says, the owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library and they reveal the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield.
I think
That's a lot of sacrifice triggers. I'm a little scared.
we're gonna tap 2 blue, and
Oh, please, no.
you're gonna get a card, but I'm going to counter your Chaos Warp.
She's gonna hit me with that.
You
I
poke
have-
bear, you get teeth.
I have no responses to that.
I know, right?
And what are you casting?
A spell. And so Miss Bumbleflower will trigger, and you get a card draw. And you can put a 1/1 counter on your commander. So I counter your spell. Long River's Pull gifts a card, which I think I gifted you a card.
Yep. I did forget to draw that. I'm not going to pay the Smothering Tithe trigger, by the way, because I can't.
Normally, this would counter a target creature spell, but since the gift was promised, I instead counter your Chaos Warp.
And it resolves.
We can be friends.
We aren't. Very quickly, we're probably not going to be.
Apparently so.
Any responses to Promise of Loyalty?
Nope.
Any responses to Promise of Loyalty?
No.
Okay. So each player puts a vow counter on a creature they control and sacrifices the rest. I'm going to place a vow counter on Bumbleflower, and I will sacrifice Marchesa.
All right.
So I'm going to put a vow counter on Yenna, and I'm going to be sacrificing the rest.
And I will put a vow counter on my other commander, the Gay Dads, and I will sacrifice the rest. Council of Four will go back to the command zone with commander tax.
I will put a vow counter on Carmen, and I will sacrifice the rest of them. Weird Sisters will go back into the command zone with their little tax on them. So that will take Carmen up to 8 plus 14 is 26. Sorry, right? 26?
22.
22.
22? Math! Whee! Stay in school, kids. 22. So 14. I'm just going to roll a d6 to try and figure out like who's going to take it, because I feel like I'm bullying you quite a bit.
It's each instance of sacrifice.
Oh. Yeah, but I like the lump sum.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The odds were not in your favor.
No.
I'm going to lose 14. You're going to go down to 23.
So I would have gained 14 here, taking me to 61.
Why did I do that?
I'm here for it. Let's go.
Well, at least now it can't hurt me, and hopefully I can think of a way to win. Do I have any win conditions?
I can probably give you some.
Okay. So after that, I'm going to tap an island for 2 blue mana, putting on a Fellwar Stone, giving you a card draw.
Yes.
And then I'm going to put a 1/1 counter on Mrs. Bumbleflower. I will use the Fellwar Stone to tap for red, and then break 1 treasure token.
She'll get 1. I'll gain a life to go into 62, and you can take 1.
I'll lose life going to 37.
And then with that red and blue mana, I will cast Red Death Shipwrecker, giving you a card draw, Dustin.
So Smothering Trigger on you.
I can't pay.
Yep, so I'll make a treasure, and then I will draw a card.
And then Bumbleflower will get an additional 1/1 counter. I think we'll go into our end step, and I'm going to discard down. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just need to discard 1.
I did draw into my all players have no maximum hand size, so I can at least help out.
3 and 4 and pass.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to untap, and then I'm going to go to my upkeep, and then I'm going to make 2 Eldrazi spawns. And then I draw a card.
Do you pay the 2?
No. I do not pay the
14 treasures.
That is a lot. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to play a Rugged Prairie for turn. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tap for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to cast Wildsear. Back again. We're going to have some fun.
Let's go. I'm so here for
Curious to see what your definition of fun is.
I'm going to tap for 2. I'm going to tap Yenna, and I'm going to make a copy of Anointed Procession. So, making a copy, since I have Anointed Procession on the field, I'm instead actually going to make 2 copies of Anointed Procession.
is fun. Let's go. I mean, that's so good.
This reminds me of the time I made 921 factorial Osier tax. It started just like this.
Oh my goodness.
Little Osier tack and Cadric.
Gross.
Yeah.
I'm also going to cast a Ghostly Prison, and with Wildsear, I'm going to Cascade. This might be a second.
See, moms and dads?
And then I'm going to cast Sanctum Weaver from that. So Ghostly Prison, that was the first one I cast, and it says creatures cannot attack me unless their controller pays 2 generic for each creature they control that's attacking me. And Sanctum Weaver is also cast from the Cascade trigger, and it is a 0/2 Dryad that says tap, and I could add X mana if any one color, where X is the total number of enchantments I control. We are cascading. We're going to be cascading a lot this turn.
Let's go.
As I'm going to be casting Restoration of Aegon Joe. I'm going to cascade again.
How many 2-drops do you have? Let's find out.
We'll get there. Well, hopefully, if I have an answer to that very, very soon. I hit a Spiteful Banditry. It's going to enter with
X is 0.
where X is 0. So, Restoration of Aegon Joe comes in first. I'm going to put it right here. And since it's a saga, it's going to enter with 1 counter. So, Restoration of Aegon Joe's, its first chapter says, I search my library for a basic Plains card, I reveal it, and I put it into my hand, and then I shuffle. With
I'll play.
Restoration of Aegon Joe, I got a normal basic Plains.
Woo!
Yay! All right, so from my hand, I'm going to be casting Porcelain Gallery side of this room, and I'm going to have a Cascade trigger, so I'm going to Cascade for 6 into an Expedition map. Expedition map, it is a 1-cost artifact that you pay 2, you sacrifice it, and you search your library for a land card, you reveal it, and you put it in your hand, and then you shuffle. That's not the important one, though. Porcelain Gallery says, creatures I control have base power and toughness, each equal to the number of creatures I control. I'm going to start marking the number of creatures I control over it, as I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 creatures, and each creature I own is now a 5/5 creature. And with the other 2 floating that I used to try and cast it, I'm going to open up Dollmaker's Shop, and it's going to say whenever 1 or more non-toy creatures I control attack a player, I make a 1/1 white toy artifact creature token. Yeah, I believe that's all I'm able to do right now, actually. So I'm going to let this 1 floating mana fizzle out, and I'm going to pass.
All right. So I will untap. I will upkeep, draw. I'll play my land. Reliquary Tower.
Whoa.
I just drew it. I will trigger Horn of Greed. I'll draw a card. Does not what I want. I will tap Temple Bell. Everybody draw a card. Smothering trigger. I know you're not going to pay.
I'm definitely paying.
Okay.
I'm paying.
Okay. So I'll make one. I have 15.
I want you to have all of those because that's going to buff.
I'm working on it. All right. So I will tap for 6, floating a blue and a white, and I will play the Second Doctor. Second Doctor is players have no maximum hand size, and at the beginning of my end step, each player may draw a card. Each opponent who does cannot attack me or permanents I control during their next turn. And then I will use the 2 floating, and I'll float another 1 blue, and I will play Propaganda. Propaganda is the blue Ghostly Prison. Creatures can't attack me unless their controller pays 2 for each creature that's attacking me.
Let me get a propaganda at that.
Propaganda. A little propaganda. There you go. Oh, yep.
A proper gander?
A propaganda.
Propaganda. Yeah.
But
I'll use that 1 blue floating and tap for 2 just for Chromatic Lantern, so I don't have to worry about my lands anymore. Lands I control have tap to add 1 of any color, and it taps for any color. All right, so I will tap literally 4 for Tempting Contract. At the beginning of my upkeep, each opponent may create a treasure token. For each opponent who does, I make a treasure token. You know, more treasures, because why not? I'll tap for 2, Bloom Tender. And then 2, 4, 5. Recast the Council of 4. And Bloom Tender says for each color among permanents I control, add a mana of that color. So it's a big mana dork. It'll tap for 4 colors. I have so much mana and literally nothing to do with it. It's so sad. All right. I will move to my end step. And I will trigger the second doctor first. I will draw a card. Each player may draw a card. If you do, you can't attack me.
Draw a card.
I'm also going to be drawing a card.
Woo! Would you like to draw a card?
I'll draw a card.
Okay. I'll have 3 smothering triggers. I know you won't pay. Are you paying?
I'm not paying this time.
You think
Are
you
you
know
paying?
me so well.
No, actually, I'm not gonna pay.
All right, I will go to 18 treasures. I will then move to my commander, and I will draw from that. Each player may put a land down from their hand onto the battlefield. I will do that. If you don't, you draw a card.
I choose to draw a card.
I will draw a card.
And that's me.
I will also draw a card.
And we pay for that one too.
Yes. So you drew,
Yep, paying.
and you're paying,
I'm not paying.
and then yeah. Did you put a land down?
I chose to draw, and I did not pay.
So second doctor and my commander have triggered, and now I am lit up.
Okay. You have a red open.
I
And you're
do.
not paying with it.
Yeah.
Curiosa and Curiosa. I will
Don't
untap.
worry, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, okay. I feel like I have a target on my back.
No, it's just missed 62 life. I don't believe there's a target anywhere.
Well, nope, not at all. Not at all. All right, and I will draw. Am I still drawing 2?
No, just
Just
one.
one? Okay.
Yep, that was a
Perfect.
creature. It died.
First, I'm going to tap 2 black for Cordial Vampire. Whenever Cordial Vampire or another creature dies, I put a +1/+1 counter on each vampire I control. When Cordial Vampire hits the battlefield, I will make a vampire token because dear Edgar is up in the command zone. I am also going to tap 2, 4, 6, and I am going to bring the Weird Sisters back out.
On cast, I'll get another night. He's back.
And I will make another vampire up in, these are 2 sleepy 1/1 vampires. Tap 2 and Swamp for Planeswalker for Count Dracula, also known as Sorin the Mirthless. So I can +1 and look at the top card of my library, and I may reveal that card and put it in my hand. If I do, I lose life equal to its mana value. I can -2 and create a 2/3 black vampire creature token with flying and lifelink. Or I can -7 and Sorin the Mirthless deals 13 damage to any target and I gain 13 life.
Oh, that's not fun.
I'm going to go ahead and +1 him to 5. And I'm going to look at the top card of my library.
Hey, you, what you gonna do? Hey, you, what you gonna do?
It was a Thought Vessel, so I will lose 2 life,
I'm a what?
going to 60. I'm going to tap Command Tower for 2 black, and then 2, 4, 6,
Oh no.
8, 10,
Hang on, wait. That's a.
12
Excuse me. That's a lot.
for Exsanguinate.
Oh,
Each opponent loses 12 life,
Oh.
and I gain 12 life.
Do we have responses? Because I'm pretty sure that's game.
I'm going to tap 6, 2 of which are white, to cast Perch Protection on myself.
Who's getting the extra turn?
She is.
Well, that's rude. Any
I-
response?
No, I got nothing. I just cope and seethe and I cry.
I have nothing.
This is painful.
All right, so I'm going to create 4 2/2 blue bird tokens. I only have 2 from the pre-con. What do we got? And Kevin! Oh my god, yes. I want 2 of them.
Sure you don't want 4 Kevins?
I don't know if I could bear to see him die 4 times.
But twice is enough.
All right, so I create 4 2/2 bluebird creature tokens with flying. If the gift was promised, all permanents you control phase out, and until your next turn, your life total can't change and you gain protection from everything.
I have no response. Cool. All right, so we will lose 12 life.
Yep.
Okay, so I will lose 12 going to 25.
And I will lose 12 going to 11.
I will gain 24.
Mm-hmm.
Going to 84. I love you, but I can't pass up this opportunity.
Okay, bring me to 1.
I'm taking you to 1.
I will go to 1.
I'm sorry, I love you.
I love
This
you.
never happens.
And you're good.
I will move to combat,
Mhm.
and upon that, the 3 Word Sisters will trigger.
Yep.
Each player is going to sacrifice a creature,
All right,
except for you, because I can't see you.
Oh, there goes my spawn.
I'll sacrifice. You'll have.
And then boop, I will do 2.
Mm-hmm.
I will gain 2, going to 86. Take 1.
It's you 2. You sacrifice as well.
I know.
Okay, so you'll have another.
Oh, I'll have another
trigger.
one.
Yep,
That's right.
so 3
Haha.
go. Cool.
So go to 26, 87.
Cool. I will lose a life and I'll die.
Oh,
Take 2.
okay.
At that, I will, I guess, go to my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I will untap all of these freaking lands. And I will draw for turn.
Mm-hmm.
And I will cast Hunger of the Ancient One. Whenever an opponent loses life, I gain that much life.
I'm sorry, little one.
It's okay. I'm going to respond to it entering. I'm going to go out on my own terms. I'm going to sacrifice my own spawn.
And I will go up to 27 on that. I will gain a life,
Then I'm going to lose a life and go down to 8.
and then I will gain a life,
And then I will lose a life going down to 7,
gain a life going to 90,
6,
91,
5,
92,
4,
93,
3,
94,
2,
95,
1.
96.
I'm dead.
You're dead.
Horrendous.
What have I created?
A monster. Sing what Vaughn even says. Careful, I bite. Okay, I'm going to +1 Soren, aka Count Dracula, and I will look, and I will show Kindred Dominance.
Good Lord.
And I will lose 7 life.
Okay.
Going down to 89. And I can't hit you because you don't exist. So at the beginning of combat, I can transform the 3 Word Sisters. So she will flip into Fiends of Darkest Night. So I can pay 1 and 2 black each creature I control with flying, death touch, and/or lifelink list. +1/+0 until end of turn. So when your spawn died, Cordial Vampire will trigger, and giving all of my vampires +1/+1. So we're gonna use little tan guys to mark these because I've got purple and red all over the place. Pass turn.
Well, it's good to know that Carmen can't hurt me.
Carmen can't, but Jess can.
Ooh.
We're gonna untap my lands, which only tap for 1 now. We'll draw a card for turn and not pay the 1 or the 2.
I'm dead. That was just rude. Way to pour salt in the wound.
I never paid taxes and I never will. That's a joke, IRS. Let's see. Okay, we can probably put something together here. We'll start with a Reliquary Tower for turn. And we will tap 3 blue and 3 red to cast Niv-Mizzet Parun.
What does that button do?
This silly guy cannot be countered. He has flying, and whenever I draw a card, Niv-Mizzet Perun deals 1 damage to any target. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card. Now, from him being cast, Miss Bumbleflower is going to grant you 1 card to draw.
Okay.
And I don't have Marchesa out for crime triggers, so nothing happens yet. Bumbleflower gains a +1/+1 counter in flying. We're going to tap 2 to cast Farseek, to search my library for a plains, island, swamp, or mountain card. And on the cast, Miss Bumbleflower is going to give you another card draw. She's going to gain a +1/+1 counter. And I'm going to draw 2 cards, and you will take 2 damage.
I'll take 2, going to 87.
So after the Bumbleflower trigger finishes, now Farseek is going to hit, and Niv-Mizzet is going to trigger. From casting an instant or sorcery spell, I'm going to draw a card, and then you will take 1 damage.
I will go to 86.
Okay. We're going to search. So I have a forest that enters.
Pause. You can't get a forest off Farseek. It's the only one it doesn't say.
I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I'll put a mountain in. So I searched for a mountain card, and I put it onto the battlefield tapped. So now I have a mountain. It's also an island. It's also a plain. It's also a swamp, I guess. I suppose so. Anyways.
I'm so this is like edge of my seat. How do you pull this off?
I think we are going to pass my turn. And I do not have to discard because I have a reliquary tower, so imagine all the cool things I can do with this. It sure would suck if there were cards that could put attacking creatures back into your hand. That would be awful.
On your instep?
On my end step.
On your instep. I am going to despark Niv-Mizzet. So despark will exile a target permanent with mana value 4 or greater.
So in response, Niv-Mizzet from the cast trigger is going to draw a card, and you will take 1 damage.
We'll go to 85.
I really didn't want to do this, but I wanted to hold out for a little bit more information.
Oh, she tapping.
But we're going to tap 3, and we're going to cast a Generous Gift, targeting your Sanguine Bond.
I'm going to tap 2 in a plains
Goodness gracious.
to Ferre's protection.
Niv-Mizzet trigger. So we're going to draw a card, and you will take 1 damage.
Okay. We'll go to 84.
I guess we'll tap 1 blue to propose an offer you can't refuse, targeting your despark. An offer you can't refuse. Counter target non-creature spell. Its controller creates 2 treasure tokens.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I messed that up. Oh well. Draw a card, you take 1 damage.
Go to 83.
Okay, so offer you can't refuse. If it's going to resolve, Miss Bumbleflower is going to get a cast trigger. You can draw a card.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put a 1/1 counter on her. All right. That resolves. You create 2 treasure tokens, and then your Teferi's Protection should be next on the stack. Teferi's Protection, I already got a Niv-Mizzet trigger from it. Yes, despark goes away from this. So next, Teferi's Protection should pop. And then next, Generous Gift, I will get a Bumbleflower trigger from it. So Bumbleflower would like to give you a card draw, but you are not able to be targeted because of Teferi's Protection, but I am still going to give it a 1/1 counter. Additionally, Generous Gift is going to give me a card draw from Niv-Mizzet. I do have to damage something, so it hurt itself in confusion.
doesn't know what's happening.
Generous gift should finish. And I think that's it. I don't think we're still in my end step, right?
Yep.
I end my turn. The damage die will go away from Nifmazet.
All right.
I will poof back into existence. Untap, upkeep, and draw. And I am going to sack 2 treasures. Trigger Karma. She'll go up to 30. I will gain 2 life, going to 85. And you will lose 2 life.
Going to 37.
And I will gain 2 life.
And you'll lose 2
And
life.
you'll lose 2 life.
Going to what? Okay.
And it will.
I just. I girl boss too close to the sun. It's okay. That's a fairies. That was a good one. GG.
Awesome.
And there it is.
Oh, wow. That was such an amazing game. Huge congrats to Jess for pulling out the win, and a very, very big thank you for both Frankie and Yuki for joining us here at the Hooligans table. Happy Pride. If you have not done so already, please like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all our socials, and we will see you on the next episode.